Okay, welcome to our next module in the potato course, and as you can see, it's all very different. What we're going to be talking about today is really the first care of the crop we can give. The potatoes have come through, and we're going to run through our first responses. Lizzie.
Yeah, wow, well, it's all changed here. I don't think any of that was there when I was last here in April, about 3 to 4 weeks ago. So there's been lots sprouting up, so you look like you've been busy.
Yep, so there's lots going on. Now, do you remember these ones? These were the, I think the Purple Majesty, the purple potatoes we planted. And these have just come through. So what I've done here is literally just to cover over the plant growth. You can see, you know, it's still there. This is a little bit later coming through than I would like, and we usually do this to protect the potatoes from frost. So if it's a cold night, we can just put the soil over there, and that potato plant will come through. So this is the first sort of stage in what we call banking up. Now these ones here behind me have had an initial banking up, but the plants got bigger and bigger. So what we can see here is what I like about this is we've got a nice even presentation, is that the right word? Yeah. And we've got our stems. Remember we talked about stems earlier? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stems at least, or was it 6? 6 stems from that particular plant. That's pretty good. Yeah. What we didn't want was 1 stem, remember?
Yes.
So
stems equals tubers?
Tubers, yeah. Got it. You're in. Well, what I'm just about to do with these is actually go for their second banking up. Now banking up is, you can see it over here where I've done it, Lizzie. We've got nice ridges. Yeah. And we're doing that for a number of reasons. Firstly, we don't want the potato tubers to go green. So as they come up, there's a danger, if we didn't do it, they could press out the side here, and that will be a very green potato which you have to throw away. Yeah. So we can't do that. The second reason we're doing it, we've talked about blight before. Yes, we're going to talk about it a bit more in a bit. Well, there is foliage blight, which is very common, but there's also got tuber blight. So the closer the tubers are to the surface, the more they're exposed to the spores as they run down. Yeah. So you're kind of protecting the tubers. We're going to also talk about slugs. And slugs, again, you know, as the potatoes develop, that's food. And again, the closer to the surface, the easier it is to be attacked by predators. So there's a number of reasons why we bank up. Some people don't do it. But I've always done it, and it's always worked for me.
So it's just sort of extra protection for the...
Yeah, and you can see the plant's getting that bit more sort of scaffolding around it to keep it up. Because it's going to be a big plant. Yeah. So that's the reason where we do banking up. Now, there are ways to control slugs. There's one way which I don't use, which is slug pellets. I don't really want to be putting slug pellets down. I haven't got anything against them. It's just I think there's 2 other tricks we can do that stop slugs. First of all, you're standing in the variety Kestrel. Yes. And the slugs don't like Kestrel. Oh, are they completely off them, or? It's like some people don't like food. They will just go past Kestrel to another variety, and hopefully Kronos has got some slug resistance as well. Yeah. So I'm kind of choosing varieties knowing that we don't want to lose the crop to nasty holes in potatoes. But the other thing, which I can't stress enough, is if you create the habitat for slugs, which is, you know, garden edges. I mean, you see down there behind Raoul, you know, where we've got, you know, a bit of weed. That's really nice slug, but I'm going to have that out straight away. Yeah. There's a lovely compost heap which slugs love, so I want to go over there. Yeah. You know, that's a good place to go. But anywhere where it's nice and wet and damp and you've got a bit of rubbish, that's where slugs will go under. So if you create the environment, they'll come. Go there. Yeah. So hopefully we don't want to do that. Blight is the other big question. Well, it's a lovely breezy day today. Yep. Hopefully we've got nice wide rows. We've got a nice airy patch where air can come through. So we've taken those basic precautions. But if it rains and we get the warmth, then we can become prone to blight. And Kestrel is a bit prone to blight. But we have taken precautions. First of all, Kestrel is a second early.
Yeah.
So we're going to get our tubers ready by about the end of July, August. That's good. And if you're really worried about blight, I would say your best choice of action is to grow the early varieties. So if you're worried about blight, variety resistance, grow early and make sure you've got a lot of air going through your plots.
Okay.
And banking up will help
as well.
You know.
Yeah.
If blight happens very late in the year, it's not really too much of a problem because you've got your tubers.
Yeah. So sorted.